Order. I call the honourable member for Dobell.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. Late last year I had the honour of attending the 19th Annual Merchant Mariners Memorial Service at Norah Head. The service pays tribute to merchant mariners who paid the ultimate sacrifice during times of war, in particular during World War II, where the coastline of Dobell witnessed the devastating impact of war. The Merchant Navy is often described as the unseen or silent service, yet in the last millennium there were periods where the Merchant Navy had the largest fleet in the world. We should never forget the role the Merchant Navy plays during times of war and the sacrifice made by merchant seamen. During the Second World War, Merchant Navy ships carrying valuable cargo were at just as much risk as Royal Australian Navy warships. Approximately 14,000 Australian merchant mariners served during World War II. Contrary to popular belief, during the war, merchant seamen were not well paid, did not have comfortable working hours, and their living conditions were often poor. It is believed that the overall fatality rate amongst merchant seamen during the Second World War was 8.5%, a rate higher than that sustained by Australia's fighting services. Merchant ships often sailed unescorted unless carrying troops, making them easy targets for enemy attacks. Merchant mariners were amongst some of the first Australians captured by enemy forces during World War II. Merchant routes between North America and Britain faced some of the highest casualties of war. German submarines waged a determined campaign against merchant shipping that reached its peak between 1942 and 1943. The coastline of Dobell at Norah Head and Bird Island played a pivotal part in Australia's defence during World War II. Unfortunately, the beautiful coastline of Dobell witnessed the tragedy of war with the sinking of two merchant vessels, the Nimbin and the Iron Chieftain, one struck by a German mine and the other torpedoed by a Japanese submarine. It is important that we take time to pause and remember seafarers lost over the years, both in times of war and times of peace. I would like to pay tribute to the local Nimbin committee who work to ensure the memories of these seafarers are preserved and honoured each and every year, and I would also like to acknowledge the school captains of Gorican High School whose presence at the ceremony means that these memories are passed on to future generations. I also acknowledge and thank Joe Deacon from the Maritime Union of Australia for providing me with an insight into the maritime industry and the working conditions of past and present seafarers. I commend Joe on his commitment and dedication to the safety and well-being of current seafarers by raising awareness to improve conditions on board ships and in the docks visited by merchant ships. Thank you.
I call the member for